And results from Election Day are still pouring in at this hour. Dr. Lehanna from Wright State University joins us now live for an exclusive interview about Ohio's important races and the impact on our nation. So, Dr. Hanna, we're still waiting on several key races to be decided, of course, nationwide. So at the end of the day, who do you think will control Congress?
Yes, I was pretty positive yesterday when I talked with Nathan that we would know that the House was controlled by Republicans. That is not official yet, but certainly it is trending that way. And what is more surprising, perhaps at least what some Democrats feared, is that the Democrats are in a decent position to to hold serve in the Senate. They flipped a seat in John Fetterman's win in Pennsylvania yesterday. There's a good chance we will be waiting on Nevada for a couple of more days, and then we're probably going to have a runoff in Georgia. So we will continue watching Georgia for, I believe it'll be the next 45 days if neither Warnock nor Walker get to 50%.
So in your opinion this morning, what was exactly the key issue you think drove voters to the polls?
Yeah, this is really interesting. I think that certainly the Dobbs decision did mobilize some Democrats, and you see that at least in the exit polls. You see that in some of these House races that I think were surprising. At the same time, certainly the economy and opinions of Joe Biden, were not strong and, drugged down the Democrats in some of these states. But I do think the Republicans are going to have a conversation about the pros and cons of Donald Trump, because some of the worst candidates had the Trump endorsement and in some ways lost races that would have been winnable with kind of a middle of the road Republican. And so I think that'll be an interesting thing to see what happens in Republican circles with that.
All right. Of course, we're already looking to 2024 because former President Donald Trump gave a little bit of a teaser. But how do you think this election will set the stage for 2024?
Yeah, so, the Republicans will have an open seat. We'll see what, Joe Biden decides about his future. Certainly Ron DeSantis had a huge night. He won by significant margin in what has historically been a swing state in Florida. And as I mentioned, some of the Trump endorsements like Dr. Oz and Blake Masters out in Arizona look like they're on pace to lose. Oz has lost and conceded. We'll see what happens with Masters. And so that again is maybe going to liven up this debate where, there was another scenario where everybody would have just cleared the road and let Trump have a clean run. So we'll see what happens. But as far as the Democrats, I think they walk away relieved that it was a much better night than they expected. Maybe if they had been blown out, we would have more talks about whether Joe Biden should, announce that he was finishing at the end of this term. The fact that they, held serve means that, perhaps he and Vice President Harris feel better about their chances.
All right, Dr. Lehanna, thank you so much from Wright State University. We appreciate you breaking this down for us this morning.
Thanks, Elise.